What's up and good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. Today is officially the first day.
We're gonna be using the new Diamond C 2023 LPT dump trailer. This thing, oh, I'm so in love with this trailer. So stoked to be working with the guys over at Diamond C and to be upgrading from my 22 to this 23. This thing is just so burly.
If you guys have not seen the video when I went to pick this up, go back and watch that video to compare the 2022 to the 23. Doesn't sound like it would be much of a difference, but there is a huge difference between the two trailers. Now, I had originally planned on modifying this thing before actually like putting it to work, but HYPERLITE called me up yesterday and was like, hey man, I need a couple yards of material brought to one of my jobs. Do you think you can do that? So as much as I want to modify her first before we throw a bunch of stuff in it, HYPERLITE helps me out at the ranch a lot. We're gonna help him out on one of his jobs and we're gonna deliver some material for him today.
I'm very excited though to be using my hydraulic jack because yeah, the hand cranking days are done, especially on this truck. For whatever reason, I don't know what it is, but that ball likes to fight disconnecting when you're hand cranking it up. So I've spent many times jumping on the bumper, trying to get that thing to dislodge, back in the truck, I'm moving the truck forward and fighting and playing that stupid game. So with this, I mean, the freaking trailer will pick the truck up and eventually it'll just fall off. It's the plan. But let's see how good we did lining up. Oh my God.
This is the game changer right here. Look how fast that is. Look at that. Does it get any easier? It doesn't get any easier.
I feel like for this setup though, I'm gonna raise that ball a little bit higher. And again, this would normally be a pain in the butt playing this game to figure out where I want it, but it's no big deal when you got a hydraulic jack. Oh, so we'll go up. And look at that, she disconnects.
I totally forgot when I rented the little stand-on skid steer from Home Depot, I dropped that all the way down for that trailer.
Oh, that is so nice. All right, let's get her hooked up.
Well, I was really excited to test out the new brakes because we have electric over hydraulic disc brakes on this trailer, which is a huge upgrade from the drum brakes that were on my previous trailer. Well, the old 6.0 here does not like recognizing the electric over hydraulic. I can feel them like kind of kick in sometimes, but it's like not registering on the actual brake controller. Checked on some of the forums and they say like, it's kind of a common thing with these older Super Duties. They were very inconsistent with electric over hydraulic. So it looks like we might be ending up with an aftermarket trailer brake controller after all. The 450 had no issues the other day when I picked it up. That thing recognized it fine. Obviously it's a brand new truck. But these old ones, I guess electric over hydraulic was a little finicky. What's weird is I can definitely feel the brakes working when I step on the brake pedal. Again, it's just not registering anything on the actual display of the truck. We're empty right now and it doesn't seem like it's too much. It's not locking up the brakes on the trailer or anything like that. So that's good. We'll see how she does when we get loaded down. We're only running 2 yards of material today, so it's not too heavy. Now we got check trailer on the gauge cluster there, and then the brake setting is flashing. Again, it's working, but from what I read on the forums, they just say it's very inconsistent with electric over hydraulic brakes. I guess just based on the way the actuator works. Not really sure. All right, we've arrived at the homies RCP. We're gonna be getting some sand and some DG out of those bins right there. And I believe HYPERLITE just pulled up.
Look at that beautiful 450.
God, this new tarp system is super rad. So we've got a yard of DG and then we have a yard of sand up front. All that stuff's kind of wet. I probably typically wouldn't have tarped it, but because the tarp system's so easy on the new Diamond C, you might as well tarp it. You know, we're all professional now. Shh, be quiet. That's cool, guy. Just cut me off in your Ranger. I wasn't backing up or nothing. What are you doing? Okay, now you're just going. Oh, and now you're blocked in. Oh joy. What is going on? So far, so good. You can just feel that this trailer is beefier than the last one that I had. Like, there is zero signs that there's 2 yards of anything in there. Now again, I know this isn't freaking heavy. Everybody's got to freak out. Put 79,000 pounds in her and then tell us how it feels. Going off of how it feels right now. I don't know what that was, like a mix of Eric Cartman. I don't know. You guys will remember this house from a previous video where we actually brought the Mini X for the first time in the last Diamond C trailer with the 6.0. But
Paparano's been laying a bunch of brick for this new walkway to the house. They're bringing in the DG to basically bring up the grade. You can see they've done the edge banding. Those are all set in mortar, so those are all locked in basically with concrete. They're not going anywhere. And then they're going to be bringing the grade up because you can see the concrete brings it up to there. So they're going to be bringing the DG up to there. That way they can set the brick on top. Actually, they'll bring it a little bit higher because it'll end up compacting.
They're unloading all the DG first because obviously we don't want to mix the two. And you see Hefty right there with the broom. I don't ask anybody to do that. I don't tell them to do that. That's how good these guys are. We get every last little grain out of here. I love it. Absolutely love it. All right, so we're going to close this now. We're going to raise the front end, and that'll bring all of the sand to the back so that these guys can keep wheelbarrowing it out.
Those latches are just so nice. So nice. All right. Now, if I can just remember which one does what. I should probably label this. I keep forgetting. Oh, that's the jack. All right, there we go. There's the box.
And a lot of you guys commented when I picked up this trailer that it didn't come with a wireless remote. And I learned from my last trailer, I will have a wireless remote on this trailer. But Diamond C is currently working on a new 4-function remote system that'll be wireless, because obviously I need the functions for the box as well as separate functions to do the hydraulic tongue jack. So as soon as that is ready, we will get one. This thing is significantly quicker. I'm giving it a little quick burst to try to knock the sand down without going all the way up. This is where a wireless controller would be great.
No, I'm gonna bring Tolo.
Okay.
Yeah, sí, está bien. Oh, well, we lost a little bit.
Might have forgot to put the pin in on the gate there. We lost a little bit in the street. Got a little low spot right there.
Yeah, I'll let you get close for you.
Well, since I was here, helped Paparano get this all screeded out to the elevation that they wanted at. Abel is just going through and hand tapping it to pack it down, and then they're going to use this sand and
My side, and then we'll go back to you. The huggier side.
Use it only one.
Ese es primer tiempo.
Sí,
Sí.
primer tiempo. Sí, porque es clima.
Oh, sí.
No está.
Oh. We are done here. Unfortunately, Sergio's not working today, so we're not gonna be able to go come up with my lighting plan yet. So that'll have to wait till, I don't know. Now, the timeline of this video might not make a whole lot of sense because it's kind of gonna bounce around a few days. It's not exactly going how I had planned it.
But I did get the trailer up to the ranch.
The trailer brakes work, but I just don't trust that they're not coming up on the screen. So we're gonna address that today.
As you guys can see though, if you remember, the donkeys love to hang out under my patio when it rains. And I can't really blame them for that, even though they have a beautiful animal stall up there that is completely covered that they can hide in.
But they come under here when it rains and then they poop all over my patio. Well, now their new thing is when it's sunny, even though we have 1,000 shade trees to go hang out under, we still want to hang out under the patio.
And I actually came out earlier, and on this piece of turf, we had Willie laying down as well as the two goats. Obviously we got one goat right now. Bubbles just laying on the turf. Willie was laying on the turf a minute ago.
Apparently their new hangout is just the front of the house, no matter the condition. We gotta change that though, because I'm sick of cleaning up poop off my patio. So we're gonna expedite fencing off the house. That's gonna happen pretty shortly. But for now, we're gonna hook the 6.0 up to the trailer. We gotta go get the Mini X because those piles of dirt that I dumped and put in front of my new driveway, they've been sitting out there for a long time. They've been sitting out there way too long because I haven't had a way to push them in. So we need the Mini X up here. And it'll be the first time, if we get the trailer brake set up and everything today, attempting to tow the Mini X up the huge grade that it takes to get out to the ranch with the 6.0. I'm a little bit nervous about that, especially considering this trailer does weigh more than my last trailer by about 400 or 500 pounds. So we've already got that working against us, plus the weight of the Mini X. We'll see what happens. Let's see though, she's been sitting here for a while.
Obviously we have the solar panel on her now, so I don't ever have to plug this thing in. And we'll check our battery levels. Oh, can you see? Oh!
It was raining all day yesterday. It's been super cloudy. So now that we got some sun, she'll charge back up to good.
But let's just do my favorite part here ever. And that is, there we go, the hydraulic tongue jack. Oh, it is like the best invention ever. Look at it. So easy. So easy. Done. Easy. Love it.
Okay, so I went ahead and picked up the brake controller. We're gonna head over to Sergio's and get that installed. But before we do, just to like time management wise, we're actually gonna load the Mini X up now. There's no crazy roads or anything like that. We have to worry about really relying 110% on the brake controller that's in there. It works, it's just kind of spotty, and for some reason, like I'm not trusting it until we swap that out.
But it's gonna be the first time we're putting the Mini X into the new Diamond C, so I'm excited about that. I'm excited to use these jack legs in the rear, and again, the reason we put these on is so when you're loading, all the weight's gonna be in the rear. And what that does is it wants to pick up on the front of the trailer. And depending on your situation, if you're parked on a steep hill, you pick up on the front of the trailer, it picks up on the rear of the truck, you then lose your brakes, which are holding the truck in place. Now, you should always chalk your wheels, which a lot of people don't do. I've got the rear chalked here because I'm wedged up against the curb over there, so the truck can't roll forward. If anything, it can just kind of roll backwards a little bit. So I've chalked the rear of the tires there.
But for those instances that somebody's gonna forget and you pick up all that weight off the rear of the truck and you're parked on a hill, the truck, trailer, and whatever you're in are gonna go flying down the hill. And for whatever reason, most people's instincts aren't to put like their bucket down and like catch the truck and trailer, so they just go for a wild ride.
So I'm excited to try these out and see if it makes a difference. I'm hoping they're up high enough. There's a couple of different adjustment holes here, and some of you guys said that, you know, obviously you don't want them all the way down touching the ground, because once you put the weight of the machine in here, the suspension's going to compress a little bit and you won't be able to get these back up. So we're going to see if this doesn't work. We'll have to back it back off and we'll put it up to this hole.
But I don't know, this is my first time doing it. We're going to find out together. Off the ground, so that's good. And I gotta say, that is a much more solid loading experience having those rear jacks down than feeling the whole trailer go like this. The ramps start to kind of do one of these. So 10 out of 10 recommend those, and they're a cheap addition to any trailer. We are all strapped down, and I gotta say, I mean, even just looking at the tires, we upgraded the tires, we obviously upgraded the axles, we upgraded the brakes. Everything on this trailer is upgraded from my last Diamond C, and there's just no bulge in the tires, even from the weight of the machine. I love it. That was the one thing that worried me about that other trailer. I knew the frame could handle everything, the box could handle whatever we were putting it in. I was just worried that if we overload it one day, the tires are gonna be the first thing to give. So that's why I made sure I upgraded when I got this trailer
to these bad boys, and super stoked that I did.
Other good news is, even with the sideboards on, the Mini X door opens and closes and clears. I was worried it was gonna be a pain in the butt to get in here to strap it down now. You have another 5.5 inches you have to reach over to get in there, but it's not too bad. And then the side step that this trailer came with that we didn't even realize until we pulled it out.
This thing definitely comes in handy. Super nice to step up onto and get in here and tighten down the binders.
I haven't gone too far yet, but I already love the electric over hydraulic brakes more than the old drum brakes that I had. Feels like a huge improvement. I think it's gonna keep me from burning up brakes going down the super steep grades leaving the house. Even with the engine braking, you still need to be on the brakes a good bit. So I'm excited to see how that does. Nervous today to take this back to the ranch though. Again, it's a lot of weight. I know everybody in the Midwest pulls, you know, 50,000-pound dozers with their 6.0s, but they got flat land. Hola, Sergio.
They said 130.
I had to do some of my Instagram pictures, took a minute. So here's the brake controller that I picked up. It's a Prodigy P2. As you can see by on the back right there, electric over hydraulic supported. I didn't know what the heck the difference was between regular electric trailer brakes or electric over hydraulic. Sergio explained it to me a little bit earlier on the phone, because you know he's an expert, and we actually talked and like planned this out ahead of time by like a couple hours, and actually Sergio called me.
But it's just so happened to work out.
I was afraid to call you because of that.
Sergio's been over here just crushing these boxes. Sergio, what number is this one? 792?
700 and something.
Sergio, what's the difference between an electric and electric over hydraulic brake? Why is my truck not happy?
I want to say it's because it's more power efficient. So it's almost the same as when you change the incandescent bulb on your tail lights to LEDs,
Right.
your truck expects some type of load or power consumption.
Right.
And when you change the LED, it's less power, so it thinks there's no bulb.
Gotcha.
I don't think the same with this. It's more efficient, so it expects some type of load and it's less, so it doesn't. It gets confused probably that.
Gotcha.
But it's that theory. I don't know.
It's just, you know, it's a theory. Sergio's a lot smarter than me though, so it's probably a correct theory.
And I'll pop up the stereo then.
No, yeah, that's next. That's next. All right.
I see the red wire. I see the blue wire.
Yeah, we got 4 wires there. We got 4 wires on the new one.
Yeah.
Easy.
What are all this for?
So what we're going to try to do to not run new wires, we're going to try to tap these wires, because basically we need to run a wire all the way to the back, power wire, all that. Well, Ford has already done that with the factory harness, so we're just going to see if we can tap this to avoid having to run new wires, and that'll run to our new brake controller. Crazy that they're still making these. I had this on my truck in high school, this exact one. Jeez. Okay, so I had a phone call, but Sergio went ahead and tapped the old harness to the new harness that's going into the Prodigy. Now we're playing around with mounting points. I don't want to see this. I know that sounds dumb, but you know, when you're not towing, we're gonna try to mount it inside of this little compartment here. And then if you're towing, you just whoop, drop that bad boy down, make your adjustments. If Sergio can figure out how to get this off. Figure it out. Probably just cut it right here if you wanted to.
Oh, where? Yeah, okay. It's just easier. Just pops out.
Ow, my finger. Oh, it's on the bottom.
Fingers, yeah.
Oh, that's the worst spot for it. Yeah. I don't think you're gonna be able to go far enough down. Well, are we just gonna cut it right here?
Yeah.
All right, we'll cut it right here. Yeah. Harness is actually gonna probably have to stick out the back a little bit just to make room that we can fully tuck this in here and still be able to close it. And thankfully they come with 2 brackets. We've got this style and this style. When it's slid into this one, it's basically, there's not enough of a standoff on the bottom to be able to actuate the little manual brake thing there. So this other bracket is gonna work for that. And basically she'll sit just like that. I think we're good. That should clear my leg. Be good to go.
Sergio, I think we need a bigger extension.
I don't know if you have seen the movie Batman, the old ones. I always remember when I use this. I always remember the Joker when he pulls out his gun is like this.
Okay, yeah.
But you don't see movies. Boring.
All right, so we had a little scare. Nothing was working. It was saying not connected, but we had to put this thing into electric over hydraulic mode, which you know, Sergio yelled at me to read the instructions earlier, and I didn't. But apparently, you had to put it into the mode to recognize it. So again, electric over hydraulic is like a pretty finicky thing apparently, and you got to make sure your trailer brake is good for it. So now we're all nice and connected. Everything's working. We're good to go. Now we just Sergio gets to blast out a big old hole. Sergio's mad right now. Sergio's mad. Like, this guy tried to copy our box setup for trailer lighting, which is what Sergio's building right now. Now, granted, we're not the first to do that. We know that. We admit it. But I feel like we have the best setup. And somebody just sent me this on YouTube. I don't know who this guy is, but for some reason,
all the voltages and everything. This.
look, he's got a weird knob right there. I don't know why he wants a knob to adjust his voltage. That's weird.
Turn it off.
Well, if you want to dim a light, but that's not all the lights are dimmable like that.
Yeah.
And
We might have messed up a light.
Yeah.
Jacking around with this thing.
There you go. Yeah, look, he fried his light. Sergio, are those the same lights too? Hold on.
No,
that's a knockoff version of.
We might have messed up a light.
Wow.
I'm gonna bet this guy watched our video because he's got almost the exact same lights we used, a similar enclosure, but then he said in his video that you know, he had to sit there and try to figure out how to do this, so it took him a little bit.
Yeah, the only thing that worries me is that knob. There's a power rating on those that normally it's not that high. Yeah, you can control the voltage just like a resistor there, but how much power can it go through it? I don't know. He's doing weird things on it. Yeah, interesting, but I don't know.
Like, it's almost our exact installs with the lights and everything.
We use a better low voltage disconnect now because we learned from our mistake. I think our system's a little bit better.
And you can buy ours right now if you want. IEP-USA.com.
Check that out. I did this one in the front because I figured the cabinet.
His lights aren't even bright.
Right here. That one, I kind of want to put another one like right here.
Interesting. I don't know. Somebody just sent me that right now, so I checked it out. I don't know what channel this is. This guy's got 618,000 subscribers, 8.8 thousand views in a day.
For a little while,
The ratio doesn't add up. Sergio goes from the biggest extension to the smallest screwdriver. Takes all kinds, Sergio. It takes all kinds.
Yeah. Whatever I have.
Just be proud of what you got.
Yeah.
There you go. Make sure it closes before you fully button it up.
Why? That's the point.
Oh. You got faith?
Oh no.
That's why. That's why. Is it that wire harness?
Is your thing? I mean, it closest if we go all the way down, right? Or not? Let's see.
All right, if we take it off the bracket, let's see if it closes. Oh, no. Is the bracket hitting?
There you go.
Hey, perfect. Looks good to me, Sergio. Done. We just ran a zip tie across the top.
Are you sure?
Just so it can't bounce around. Little zip tie saved the day there. She ain't going anywhere. She's still closed.
Now what?
Maybe it's the tops of the bracket. No, that shouldn't be hitting. Why is it all of a sudden not want to? Look at that. That still functions though, so that's good.
Maybe it has to be further up?
Nah. See how that works.
No, they hang.
There you go. There we go. Perfect. So Sergio's first time seeing the trailer. You ready for this thing? My plan with this video is I was actually going to sneak attack you one day, like a week ago, to put a bunch of lights on this thing.
Way.
Yeah. Sergio, but look at this, dude. Look at all the room we got, though.
Nice.
Yeah, we put a lot of controllers and stuff in here.
For what?
All kinds of lights.
Right.
We gotta one up the last one. Made a quick pit stop for fuel. We got cut off at 175, but that's pretty much a full tank on the 6.0. So we're good. The only issue is I want to fill up the Mini X2, and when I back it onto the trailer, the fuel fill is on that side. And I guess long gone are the days of like actually being able to pull hoses all the way around to the other side of your vehicle. I haven't seen one of those in SoCal in a long time. So now we gotta back out and then pull to this side so we can fill the Mini X up. Good news is though, the trailer brake controller worked great on this portion of the drive. The only thing is, oh geez, hold on. Back up alarm. It does show a trailer brake controller fault because obviously we unplugged it. So what we're gonna do in a few days when we actually go to replace this head unit, is we're actually gonna make like a little power wire to it to kind of trick it into having power, but does absolutely nothing. So we should be able to get rid of that fault on the dash. But for now, we're gonna back her on up. And do a little side switch. I don't even know how much is in the Mini X. It's probably not super low, but again, might as well take advantage of being here and not having to bring some fuel back up to the ranch. She wasn't low at all. Quick 6 gallons, actually about half a tank. I think this thing's like a 13-gallon tank, something like that. Now for the fun part. Let's see if we can make it up the grade. Really hoping for no issues. I got faith in this little girl. She's gonna do it. I've also got like 3 people on standby just in case this doesn't work out. And we are at the bottom of the first grade. We've got 2 grades. The first one is very steep, but not very long. The second one is just a long, windy trek up the mountain. We'll see how we do on this first one. We're already screaming. We're at 3,000 RPMs and we're just barely at the bottom of it. She's making a weird little squeal. Not sure what that is. Maybe that's the turbo. Might be a boost leak. I don't know. We've got plenty of boost. You can also hear the fans on. Thankfully it's not too hot today, but it's not cold. All right, that was an interesting sound. It went away. We're almost at the top of the first grade though, that is good. We ain't getting there fast, but we're getting there. Alrighty, we have crested the first grade. Give you a little break, we're gonna go downhill for a little bit. Making our way up grade number 2, and we hear that sound again. I wonder if it's the fan, I wonder if it's the bearing on the fan. I don't know, some type of squealing going on a little bit. I'm happy to say, we made it. Now we gotta descend down this dirt road. And this is also usually pretty taxing on the trailer brakes. But so far, I think we're doing good. Those electric over hydraulic, the disc brakes, like that is just, that is a heck of an upgrade. It's an expensive upgrade, but trust me guys, it is worth it versus the old drum brakes that most trailers come with. Another thing I've noticed with having the upgraded axles is you can see how that rear axle is just a hair out of whack, right? On most trailers, and even my previous Diamond C, if you're making a turn with some weight in it, both axles are like doing some weird kinks, right? Like they are just not, they don't look happy. I'm sure they're designed to do that, but they don't look happy. This one, I mean, I feel like this thing is rated so well, you can barely notice anything being just a little bit out of whack, and even then, like that might just be my eyes, and it might be, and they might stay perfectly locked in straight. I mean, this trailer is just so freaking heavy duty. All right, let's get the old Mini X unloaded so we can go finally push that pile in front of the driveway. Again, these things are huge, huge upgrade.
You can see we are burning some daylight out there. We gotta get this done pretty quickly before it gets dark.
Let's see how she does unloading with the rear jacks.
I thought about unloading out in the street, that way I don't have to track all the way back out to the road. However, it takes a minute to pull the ramps out, do the whole unload thing, put the ramps back in, and the road's kind of narrow up there. So now I can just leave it like that until the next time I need to use the trailer. Alrighty, now this might not seem like a lot of work to require the Mini X, but there's a lot of broken rock and crap up in here. Would not be fun to shovel this. My neighbors have put up with it long enough being out in the road. I've just been so busy and have been using the Mini X that I haven't had time to just bring it home. But hopefully, because of all the rock and stuff that's in here, come the next big rainstorm, it doesn't wash out like that. Even though we should be over big rainstorms, however, it rained yesterday. And obviously the Mini X is not like the ideal tool for this job. I mean, it's working great. But for this being the only piece of equipment I own, I feel like I've done pretty good around the ranch with it. Now, just a little teaser for you guys. I've got a new piece of equipment that's gonna be coming. We're finalizing the paperwork. This is gonna make my life so much easier at the ranch, and that's about all I can tell you right now. Okay, so obviously we need a lot more dirt to kind of doctor this up, but we got my piles out of the road, so we don't have to deal with that anymore. And then I'm gonna doctor up this little section real quick right now. Pull a bunch of sand out of our little sediment pit. This will be good enough for now. Bend my blade around to the front and let's just knock this down real quick. Sorry guys, the sun is like in the worst possible place to film this. Fill in some of these dips. Decided to track it down real quick. It's kind of sandy, loamy stuff. It's not going to compact really well, but our tenants have a small BMW, so I didn't want them to like dig down in the sand. So, plus I really love the look of stuff that's tracked down. I don't know what it is, but things look really cool when they're tracked down. And by that I mean you see all the track marks in them. Because remember, we like track marks in our dirt, not in our women. Well guys, today has been a success. This video has been a success. I don't know what I'm more excited for. The fact that the 6.0 can actually make it all the way out to the ranch, towing the Mini X, or just, well, we know what I'm more excited for. It's this beautiful new Diamond C. Ah, that trailer is so rad. It has made the improvements from the 22 to the 23. They may seem small if you've never used one of these trailers, but they are such a life-changing freaking difference. And as you can see from this video, like, it just makes life so much easier. Super stoked on that trailer. Cannot wait to fully put that thing to work. We've got a lot of things coming in the pipeline to put this thing to work. Some here at the ranch, some out on the road, some other projects and jobs coming up. We also have a few new vehicles that are gonna be showing up to the ranch, as well as some new equipment. So I'm very, very excited for all the things that are gonna be coming in the next few videos. But with that, we're gonna wrap up as always. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not subscribed already, please click the subscribe button now that you do not miss out on any future content. Don't forget to give this video a like, get a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out workforapparel.com, because if there's anything you want in this life, you gotta be willing to work for it. You guys are the best. I'm out.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah.